Good afternoon. It's June 24th. I am out on a sunny day. Temperature's about 24. Well, kind of sunny. Actually, it's kind of cloudy too. Temperature's about 24. And I'm going to walk to the community gardens, which I haven't been to for a while. Last time I was there was almost nothing planted, and that should be quite different now today. Using this new gimbal again, and I'm not sure I like it. I better learn to like it because I paid for it. Hopefully it'll be smoother this time. There was a step I'd missed in the stabilization, so we'll see. I found it a bit jerky when I watched it the other day, which disappointed me. I was hoping it would be smoother than the other one, which I thought was getting jerky. Still better than holding it by hand, but you want it to be buttery smooth, ideally. So there's a number of ways to get to the community garden. We're just kind of zigzag our way there, I think. Starting by walking along the dike, which I haven't walked along, since I didn't do my usual walk along the creek this week, or my usual walk around the lake, which I now haven't done for weeks. I still think of it as my usual Friday walk around the lake, but yes, it is a beautiful day. Thank you, Paul G. Oh yeah, they'll be playing in Calgary in an hour and 50 minutes. The Saskatchewan Roughriders of the Canadian Football League. They lost their home opener, so let's hope they can reverse their fortunes this time. Although, last I heard, they had like 9 people on the injury list, which isn't good. Warmer than I thought. I hope we get more of that cloud. Comes back. I will be sweating. Could, of course, walk on the shady side of the street. That always helps. When there is one, which there is here. Oof. As I noted yesterday, this gimbal is certainly lighter, so I appreciate that. There's actually software that comes with the gimbal, which does all sorts of things, like you can set it up to follow somebody and automatically and all that kind of stuff. Never had a use for it. Nice to know it's there. I just use it as a motion smoother so far, but if I ever need that other stuff, it exists. And if you put your camera on this and have it connected to that, you can take still photos or videos just by pressing a button. So there's that as well. There's the dike. There's always people on the dike on a sunny day. Sunny day. Sunny. That was it, actually, not sunny day. Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Is that right? This house has been torn down. No, trust me, there was a house there, really. These steps were painted at one point. That didn't last long. They've been bare wood for as long as I've been climbing up them. A cyclist as well. Yeah, so torn down. Creek's over there. The bushes are getting higher and higher again after being trimmed down a couple of years ago. Funny thing is, the house's recycling and garbage bins are still there, but the house is gone. Creek is probably looking much greener now as algae starts to grow in it. Quite a nice garden down here, which is now well along since the last time I walked along here. Nothing flowering yet, but stuff is certainly growing. I miss this tree being in blossom this year. It's very pretty when it's fully in blossom, but probably happened while I was away in Halifax and Toronto. Sort of the last thing that blossoms in our yard is the mock orange, and it's blossoming right now. I guess our lilacs came out, but I never saw them. See, a kind of a dramatic sky. I don't think we're going to get any thunderstorms out of that. Nothing in the forecast, but you never know with daytime heating. There can be a local shower with very little warning. Across the bridge. Water's looking much greener. We'll stop for the traditional look, to the east of the creek. Again, it's quite bright, so I may not see comments necessarily all the time. Looking west. To get to the other side of Regina Avenue, so there's a pedestrian light here. Both ways for bicycles. Now, we're walking towards the airport, but we're not going to get there. I could walk all the way to Pasco Street. Doesn't really add anything to the distance. So it'd be a long straight walk. Excuse me. Maybe I'll do that, because I think the last time I went I did more of the zigzaggy things. So this time let's go all the way up Regina Avenue to Pasco. Waterfall Park is over there behind those trees. Or else I'll jog over one block maybe when I get to the other side of Elphinstone here. Just for interest's sake. I'm going to catch this dog, pretty sure, since he has to sniff every tree and mark some of them. Creek's right over there. You can still see it a little bit. Duck. I think there's been a comment that I can't see because of the sunshine. Next time I'm in a bit of shade, I'll see if I can make it out. The screen looks blank to my eyes right now between its adjusting itself and my eyes adjusting themselves. Oh no, there's nothing new there. Okay, haven't missed anybody yet. Watched a little bit of Walking Commuter yesterday. Gabe, who was kind of the inspiration for this, he walks around Manhattan. And he was having to talk really fast to greet everybody who was there when he started his walk. Although he does walk at the same time every day because he's a commuter, a lot of his walking. Not always, but sometimes. And I usually only have to say hello to a couple of people. So far, this could take off at any time. I'm sure people love walking in Regina every bit as much as they love walking in Manhattan. Look, there's a strip mall. Do they have those in Manhattan? I ask you. Oh, good, we hit this light perfectly. I think what we'll do is go up one more block, jog left, and take a street that's one further over, just to be different instead of this long, long, straight walk. Garage sale. But I don't want to buy a garage. Or as they say around here, garage. That's one Canadian pronunciation that I have never adopted. Drama instead of drama is another one. Lever instead of lever. These were all things we noticed when we first moved up here from Texas, pronunciation-wise. And then fridge. Well, I did gradually say, okay, it is shorter than refrigerator. So, okay, we can say fridge. Davenport for a couch was another one. Glad to see that church is back in church mode. Let's go down one block this way. Maybe a little shadier too. I saw another, this isn't the same one, but I saw another little camper like that. They look retro, but they're clearly something new meant to look retro, I guess. Kind of small houses of the original vintage for this neighborhood along here. Not too many new ones built. These post First World War, I think. They are small, some of them. That's a newer one, clearly, and bigger, to boot. How does you say that, to boot? Where does that come from? That's a... Look, I'm getting... I should have thought of that. You walk down here, I've had it before, you run into bad connections. So hopefully that clears up in a minute because I'm probably breaking up like crazy right now. Hasn't failed as far as I can tell, but it's complaining. Maybe it'll get better as we go this way now. Along 20th Avenue. It's still giving me the signal. Oh, there it went away. Oh, there is another comment there. Maybe I can read it up here. From Dave Tube, it says. Walk has been fine. It's a little warm, but not too bad. Except for when I was having bad connectivity there for a couple of blocks. Hopefully we don't get too much more of that. Well, we can't keep going that way. I don't want to go back to Regina Avenue, so I guess I will zig to the left again. Is that Regina Avenue? Oh no, we can go up right and carry on there, it looks like. Regina Avenue is the one up where the stop sign is. We'll go along Normandy here. Normandy Avenue. Well, if it has a name like Normandy, these may be post-Second World War houses. There was a housing shortage after the war as veterans came back. So that might be what that represents. Normandy ends up here. Very short. Oh, just zog. Zigs. Why do I keep wanting to say zog? It's a mix between jog and zigzag, I guess. So we will zig, or possibly zag, or possibly jog. Jig-jag, zigzag, jog. To the right. To continue going west. Oh, little pink houses for you and me. Oh, that's a very old and small one there, which doesn't look like as much had done to it over the years. Oof, that was a bigger step than I thought. McTavish, you can see the stadium down there, that white peak, home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the aforementioned Saskatchewan Roughriders who are playing tonight against Calgary. Let's see if I can see that note. Why is the crosswalk, I can't quite read it, I need a darker background. Oh, why is the connection so bad in this area? I think it's the leaves. When the everything leafs out, the connectivity can be bad in some rabbit, or possibly hare. Fairly calm little fellow, isn't he? Considering. He's not too concerned about me. Yeah, I think it's the leaves start to interfere with the signal. And that's always been kind of a weak spot back there. I'm not sure why, but I've noticed that before. And I should have thought of that before I decided to leave Regina Avenue. If I'd stayed on Regina Avenue, probably would have been fine. This is Princess Street. Wait till this car goes by and then we'll jaywalk to the other side. Oh, let's wait for both of them. Now we can go Sheldon Williams Collegiate down that way. I noticed that in Lakeview when I went for a walk down there with all the trees fully leafed. I got a bag signal there too. And I wouldn't have expected it there for sure. Continue to work our way west. Robin. Just gotta make sure I'm focused because I did point, not poke. Had a couple of things closer. Sometimes that confuses the focus. Don't know why it should. Autofocus should be able to adjust, but somehow it doesn't always. Is that another note? Oh, she could be at the game. Well, me too, but it's in Calgary, so that was unlikely. Never been in McMahon Stadium. Or any of the other stadiums. Well, I guess I've been in the Sky Dome, but That was for baseball, not football. And the Argonauts don't play there anymore anyway, do they? No, they don't. They did once upon a time. Orange muscle car. For people with orange muscles, I guess. Now, let's see here. This one curves back, so I think I want to go through the alley as that car just did, or I'll be going out of my way. Oof. I keep tripping over these new runners. Too much grip, and they're a little bit higher than the old pair. We're seeing the Louvain up there, so getting close to Pasqua, or else that's Pasqua. There's a longer note, which again I can't see at the moment, so give me a minute. There's a squirrel, more wildlife. Squirrel. Oh yeah, I've been here before. I know where I am. Let's see. Lived in Calgary for 6 years. Oh, and your dad had season tickets. Oh. Yeah, I've driven by it, but I've never been in it. We have season tickets to the Riders, which have been in the family for 3 generations now, so. My wife's grandparents, Sam and Nancy Goodfellow, bought them in the 60s, and people have been going to the games ever since in those seats. They tore down the stadium and built a new one, but they kept the seats. They did a really good job of matching the seats. So the only difference is that in the old stadium, we were on the, there's another squirrel. Looks like he's looking for buried nuts. Or he's burying them, I don't know which. In the old stadium, we were on the aisle, which was great for getting out, for getting snacks and so forth. And bad because everybody else in the aisle climbed over you whenever they wanted to go for something. Now we're in the middle, which is great for people not climbing over you. But I have to climb over people whenever I go for something. So, row 11, 50-yard line on the home side. Great seats. Kings Road here. Yeah, there's the golf course down there. So I either go over here and walk all the way down Pasqua, but I have to cross the creek in an awkward place. Or I go down here, which I think I'll do, get to the golf course. You can't walk through the golf course, but you can walk along the edge. And once we've done that, we're pretty close to the Grow Regina Community Gardens, which is my kind of my turnaround point. I might go a little bit down towards the new schools they've been building just to see where they're at. It's a very broad street, this one. Not sure why it's so wide. Perhaps they expected more traffic on it than it ended up being. Maybe it was the edge of town road at one point, like Pasqua is. And so it did have a lot more traffic until they continued expanding to the west. That would make some sort of sense. There's an airplane up there, a small one. Oh, quite low too. There he goes. Will we see him? We'll see him come out right there. Of course, the airport's right over there, which is a good thing considering how low he is. One would think he's landing. Maybe practicing landings. Who knows? Not I. You know, the trouble with being on this side is when you go by the golf course is that there's no sidewalk. So perhaps I will cross over to the other side again till we get down past the golf course, and then I'm going to go down the south edge of the golf course. It's just a 9-hole. There's tennis courts there too. I'll go along the south edge of the course, down the alley, around the corner, across the street, walk along the riverbank, which will take us into the gardens. First time I came this way without having ever walked here before, I kind of got turned around and a bit lost, but I have it in my head pretty well now. There it is, Lakeview Par 3. No point going in there because you can't walk on the course while people are playing. Well, you can, but it's rude and not particularly safe. Played this course on the morning of my wedding, in the rain a little bit. We were just cutting time, my brothers and I. Meanwhile, my wife was freaking out, of course, being the bride. We were just, bit of golf, then I'll put on my tuxedo, go to the church. I'm all set. But that was more than 25 years ago, so it worked out. People playing, I can see them over there. Very green and pretty, in a golf course-ish sort of way. Course-ish. Jurassic Avenue, if you're following along on Google Maps. Could walk on the road on the other side, of course, but prefer to be well off the road. Although if I'm ever run over, I hope it's by something really classy. A Rolls would be ideal. If you must be run over, you run over by a Rolls. For one thing, if you sue them, they could probably pay for it. It's always a longer walk out here than I think it should be. Many times as I've done it, it's always like, aren't I there yet? Admittedly, this may not have been the most direct route. A slight backtracking right now on this road, adding a bit of distance to the walk. We'll go up here by the school. Houses over here. Paved or anything, but it's the space behind the houses, between the houses and the golf course. Last time I come along here, there was a big puddle, but that seems to have dried up. Hopefully it's not. No, I think we're okay. You can see that it was wet, but it's not right now. See, this is not exactly an alley. It's a lane, I guess. A weedy lane. There's the school. This time of day, hopefully I'm not too much fear of mosquitoes, although I didn't think about ticks. I'll have to check for those. After walking through slightly long grass. There's a bit of a foot marking here from other people coming this way. golf course. Playground of the school. Not much of a playground, but there it is. Oh, and there's some shade. That's nice. This grass is quite long, and some of it still seems to be a little damp from the morning dew. So, perhaps not my best choice of walking today. Hadn't thought about how much the grass would have grown up. A bit shorter over here, it looks like. More people along it, I guess. There's another airplane. Must just be the way the wind is today. There it is. Obviously, this is the approach for the airport today. Not that there's much wind at all. In fact, a bit more breeze would not be amiss. Would not go amiss. A whiff of something dead in the bushes. Right up here we can turn left. It's not Wascana Creek over here, I don't believe. I'm not sure about this bit of the creek. I think it's a storm channel. Okay, now we go this way. And then just to our left is the bridge, or is it to our right? I guess it's to our right. And just past the bridge, we can walk down the creek straight to, well, not straight, gardens. Here's our bridge. We'll cross this bridge now that we've come to it. Pasco Street, and you can see the cars going by on the Louvain further off, faster. There's a path. Not much water in the storm channel, a little bit. There's a path right here, which we will now follow. And the bushes past the Science Center over to Douglas Park. Oh, and look, I just got a unstable internet warning again. Only for a second. It's got to be from the bushes. The was because I walked into a spruce branch while I was trying to see what was on the screen. I would imagine there'll be quite a few people gardening today. We'll see momentarily. Here's the gardens, right around this bush. We'll see them. Ta-da! Told you so. Actually, I don't see that many people in them. West Orchard, privately owned fruit trees here. There's a few gardeners along here. Welcome to our gardens. Please look, but don't take. Don't worry, I will not. Take, that is. Yeah, certainly, the birds are probably taking. Certainly come a long way since last time I walked, although it's a long way from being in full bloom too. Still a lot of growing to go and flowering and such like. never been interested in gardening. Looks like work to me. My mom grew up on a farm and she had to garden to grow food, and once she left the farm she had no desire to do it for fun. There's the gazebo over there, designed by noted local artist Vic Sikansky. More fruit trees over in that corner. I don't know what you have to do to get a plot, or if there's a waiting list or anything. Again, not a gardener. This will take us to the gazebo, which, as you can see, it's like tree trunks holding up a leaf canopy, and then there's various garden items around the outside, radishes and peppers. No, those are tomatoes. Peas, etc. Oh, I put up a nicer bench there. So, yeah, that's the gazebo by Vic Sikansky. And I'm literally dripping now. I just thought you'd like to know. This is the larger orchard over here. Many more fruit trees. There's a mosquito. First one I've noticed, probably not the first one that's bitten me. These are also Vic Sikansky sculptures of the gardeners here. See, community garden it says. I can't see the screen, so hopefully I'm pointing it pretty well. Grow Regina, and then straight up to the gazebo. We'll cross the storm channel again. Even drier on this side, I think. And now we'll walk through the park, work our way home. It's kind of the turnaround point, although if I go this way I'm adding a bit of unnecessary distance, but that's okay. I don't know that I'll walk all the way down to those new schools. I don't think I will. We'll see. First we'll go this way and then figure it out. Nope, I think somebody just said something, but I'll have to wait till I find shade to read it. This is quite a big park. There's a spray park down there we might walk by if I keep going this way and don't cut it off a bit. There's all those clouds up there, but the sun keeps finding a way through, making me sweat. Bit more shade over here as we come in behind these houses. You get to see their backyards quite well because of the chain link fence. And clearly sporty people over here because they have quite a nice basketball arrangement in their backyard rather than going with any of those wimpy flowers and stuff. It's all sports. If there was something else, maybe I can read it in here. Let me see. Oh, they're going by too fast. Hello, somebody said. Hello, whoever that was. Asanu, maybe? Sorry, I need reading glasses and I don't have them, of course, when I'm walking. I can't read anything. Maybe over here. You could use something. Well, talk amongst yourselves. I can't read it at the moment. Except for whoever just said hello. Hello. Oh, that looks like somebody new saying hello. Maybe up here it's a bit shadier in a dark background. This is better. Let's see here. Supposed to rain this week. We'll see. Summer is officially here. It is indeed, and that is Kakistan something. Khan. Catchy. Yes, summer arrived officially, 3 days ago now? The days are getting shorter, but sunset actually continues to get later for a little bit before it turns the other way. I could just walk across the grass. It's entirely possible. You don't have to stick to the path. Maybe I'll do that since it's been recently mowed. Because I think I do want to go down and check out the work that's been done on the schools they're building down there. I don't think the spray pad is working. I don't see people in swimsuits, and I don't see any water, which would be a dead giveaway that there's no spraying going on. Oh, there's water there. I just couldn't see it from a distance. Not much. There's a little fountain going up right there. And I guess there might be a kid or two in a swimsuit. If we go this way, we can pass between the spray park and the swings over here. Actually, there's lots of water. Maybe you just had to turn it on and it wasn't on. It doesn't run constantly. Yeah, so there's the spray pad. Swings over here. There's some spraying going on. The spray pad looks inviting, but I'm not going in it. Quite a nice watery one. Bigger than I thought from behind there where I couldn't see any water going on. There's the new school I was talking about dead ahead. And we'll turn left there and home from there. More playground equipment over here. I'm quite wet enough from walking in this warmth without going into a spray pad. Feels a bit humid today too. But again, I don't see anything over there that looks like it's liable to develop into a thunderstorm, so. Now there's a soccer field, we'll go past that, and there's a baseball field up here. And we're heading toward a parking lot. That's a cell tower, so I should have good reception right here, assuming it's a Saskatchewan, and I think it almost certainly is. What was worth it, making all this effort to see the school. But it has been a few weeks since I came this way, so there should have been progress. I've been building it now for a couple of years, it seems like. Several months anyway. That's about now when I think, why don't I bring water with me on these walks? It'd be easily done. Somehow I never think of it till I'm 45 minutes in or something and it's hot and I'm dying of thirst, and it's like, oh, I could have brought water. Who knew? Not much of a baseball diamond, but slow pitch field, I would think, that one. There's gopher holes out here, so I'd better take some notice of where I'm walking, or you'll have to shoot me with a broken leg. There's the school, new school. The old school is tucked in beside it. I presume it will get torn down at some point. In fact, maybe they've already done it. I'm not sure. I see it over there. I would assume they're planning for this to be in operation by next school year. I think the old school's gone. I think it was still here the last time I walked this way. You know, if we walk along the alley, we can go around the whole thing. Adds a little bit more, but then we're, well, certainly the playground is in. Oh, and there's like kids' stuff in that window, so I guess this was in operation. Maybe it must have been last time I came by too, I've just forgotten. There's still some fencing up here and there, so the grounds aren't completely different, but I see lights on in there, and that sure looks like kid artwork or something in the window. Of course, school's out now, so it goes on and on, this one. The one it replaced, or at least one of the ones it replaced, was a very old, kind of 50s probably, very small. This one's I don't know what this is actually. I don't know if it's got high school in it as well. Looks nice. If you'd gone to the old one and you got this one, you would not miss the old one. The yellow fence still looks like a construction fence. I don't think that's part of the permanent. Or maybe it's the playground fence. It has a temporary look. Maybe it was to keep kids out of stuff that was still being worked on. I don't know. We'll check it out again. By fall, we should have a better, I mean, that's clearly, the yellow stuff is clearly temporary fencing, filling in the hole in the old chain link here. And see, it's big on this side too. And if you've said anything to me, I have not been able to see the screen at all. Big playground. Must have mowed here not too long ago. There's a definite smell of mowed hay or grass. It's a prairie smell. They're still working on part of the grounds over here. I don't see anything else in the window, so I don't think it's in operation completely. Maybe the teachers have started. I don't know. There's lights on inside, but I also hear sounds of construction, so perhaps it's still being worked on. Those windows will not be that blank when there's actually students in there. You know, probably only interesting to me, because what do you know about Regina schools? But yeah, I still can't read it. Sorry. Yeah, they have definitely, I think, torn down the old school, which I thought was still here last time I came this way. So it would have been right there. We are landscaping away here. The old school is gone. The school is dead. Long live the school. It's kind of where those temporary sheds are, or trailers are over there. That's where the old school was. Well, I'm glad I came this way just to see that, to know that has happened. Even though it's going to be a good hour, 15-minute walk by the time I get back, maybe longer. On the other hand, I did short ones, so last day or two. So this kind of makes up for that. They come in this way, oh, they're going on. Yeah. The old school, she is gone. Can I read something here? I really can't, Dave. Just can't read it. It's my eyes that close down to pinpoints. Like, it's gotten a little shady, so maybe. Do I have any? Nope, it's definitely at full brightness here. Oh yes, yes, you're commenting way back on when I commented on bringing water. Yes, I should. Every summer, I think that. Middle of the winter, you don't think it so much, but summer. There you go. Well, they got a big space now with the old school gone. I wonder what they'll do over here. More just playground space or green space or what? That's a big school, though. I mean, that's one of the biggest ones, I think, in Regina that I've seen, anyway. Something is dropping seeds on me. Whatever that tree is, it's decided time to dump some seeds. Must not be very successful, or there'd be trees everywhere. Is that a Christmas tree still left over? Surely not. Probably cut out of the grounds over here. Well, there you go. Now you've seen that. I hope that was interesting. Now, is this Argyle already? Oh, it is. Oh, see, I've actually worked my way back where I need to be more than you would think. This is a good place to cross, though, because there's a light here, so let's cross here. I'm going to stay on Argyle because I think if I go into Lakeview, the leaves will start getting into my reception again, potentially. And this will take me all the way back to Regina Avenue. 23rd. As you can see, Argyle has a bit more traffic. It's kind of an alternate route to Albert Street. It doesn't run straight, but also has no stoplights on it. Certainly for us coming home, it's probably as fast or faster. We end up a bit west of where we need to be, but not much. Duck! Did you duck? Assiniboine, as I often say, there used to be somebody who lived just down that way that I performed in their theatrical company for a few years. Thai Productions. Had some great shows. I remember doing the Fantastics I liked a lot. There was a two-hander called I Do, I Do. I and this girl did, young woman, playing a married couple over many decades. The character I played was somewhat obnoxious at times. There was a whole song about men of 40 go to town, women go to pot that got ooh from the audience. What was her name? Crystal Hansen, I think, was her name. Don't know where she is now. I was quite taken with her, but she wasn't taken with me, so it wasn't going to be one of those show romances. I remember the director's name was Steve Gregg. He was kind of actually a professional director. We were both amateur performers. We took the show out and did it here and there. I don't remember the places we went. I think one was, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's in the Dirt Hills. Oh well. So that was fun. What else did I do at Thai Productions? I directed a show. Seems like I should have been in more than I'm remembering, actually. But officially, he just ran that stop sign. He did not stop. It's a good thing I'm not a cop with this thing, or that no cops are looking to see the guy that just ran the stop sign. And for no particular reason, he signaled the turn up here, but it's just a curve, it's not a turn. I know, everyone's a critic of other people's driving. Your driving is perfect, other people are idiots. Well, that's just my observation. Rather boring looking apartment building, that one. This curve will take us by what used to be Zion Lutheran Church. Was it Zion? St. Luke's Anglican Church. Oh, I was close. Wrong denomination and wrong name, but I got everything else right. Congregation dwindled, and this is where the woman I was just talking about, whose theatrical troupe I was part of, Thai Productions, Tom and Yvonne Ellis, TYE, Thai Productions. We use their fellowship hall for rehearsal quite often. Also rehearsed in their hall with the lyric for things like Most Happy Fella, one of my favorite shows I did back in '97. I remember us rehearsing in there. So there's a daycare in that space now, and this place, the congregation dwindled and was sold, but it's still a church, so that's good. I like that. There's a mosque here, so it's a religious corner. Jesus is Lord. Oh, there goes another airplane heading to the airport. Come and be blessed. Friday at 7 p.m. Sunday at 10 and 4:30. That's interesting. Friday night service is unusual. I just got a low battery warning. You really shouldn't be short of battery. Another sign that the phone's getting old. If the 15 comes out this fall, which is expected, it's probably when I will upgrade. My contract should be to the point where I can upgrade without paying extra and just carry everything over to a new phone. Anyway, there's used to be St. Luke's, now it's Jesus is Lord Church. I think there's another note there. Can I read it? A good place to something. Yes, it is a good place to whatever that last word is. There's the fellowship hall, the aforementioned fellowship hall. Maybe I should be wearing my reading glasses when I walk. That would be interesting. But they'd be a bit annoying and they'd probably fall down my nose. Oof! Unexpected driveway again. Those things are going to kill me one of these days. Because I've got my head up, not watching my feet, and occasionally I don't notice a dip like that. So this is the Hill Avenue shopping area over here. If you find foods and other things down that way, I've walked down there many a time. And again, these new shoes, I'm still getting used to how grippy they are. And I think the sole is just a little bit thicker, so I keep misjudging things and catching my foot on flat ground sometimes. Gotta pick up my feet more. I guess I'll wear them down over time. The others were certainly worn out. To the point that when I bought these, I said, just throw away that pair that I walked in on, because there was a huge hole in them and I could feel the gravel under my toe as I walked. Probably still 20 minutes to go here. Ooh, there's a little floating something from the trees. Dogwood maybe? Poplar fluff? I don't know. The worst thing is our air conditioning is broken, so when I get inside, I'm not going to cool off quickly. I've got an insurance thing being figured out whether it makes sense to replace the part, which is a very expensive part, it's the blower motor, or replace the whole furnace, which is 17 years old and at the end of its expected lifespan anyway. So, I worked like crazy on that all week, but didn't get a decision by the weekend, which means the earliest it'll get fixed is next week sometime. They do have the part in stock, so if I make the decision to go with just the repair, they can do that really quick. And they also have furnaces in stock, so if we decide to replace the furnace, they can do that in a day as well. But we do have to make the decision how much money we want to spend and what makes the most sense long term. Yes, I see there's another note there, but have I mentioned I can't read anything today? Dave, I know it's you. I can see that much. I just don't know what you're saying. Can I read it here? Don't want any dogwood in your dog food. No, I guess not. Probably. Well, my first thought would be poplar fluff, but there aren't actually any poplars around here. I don't know when the trees do those things. They're always dropping stuff. Trees are filthy. They're always dropping seeds and leaves and twigs, and messing everything up. You have to pick up after them. Enormous litter bugs. We were better off without them in the prairie. Never had to worry about that before they planted all these trees. Good, pure sky with no trees blocking the view. That's what this country was meant for, this part of the country. Newer ones. Getting closer all the time. I can tell it's a long walk when I keep thinking, why am I not done yet? Because I kind of have an internal clock. It's how long I've been walking. It's not accurate, but it's not inaccurate. I mean, it's within spitting distance of being accurate. Lakeview United Church, Lakeview School just past that. This is Lakeview Park. Not a lot of thought went into naming things here in Lakeview. There's a BMX track over there, which I'm surprised I don't see more kids on. But you know, they're all playing with their computer games, aren't they? They're all tied to their phones. They're not out here. I would have loved that when I was a kid. Up to a point, till I fell down and hurt myself, which probably would have happened early on. I didn't have a bicycle that was suited for that, actually. But I would have given it the old elementary school try. Could, of course, go over here and walk on this little bit of curving path, just for interest's sake. You can see more of the track there. And then this is a fairly nice baseball field here. And of course there's a rink there which currently has basketball hoops in it. It is actually a hockey rink, ice rink. Sponsors, so they got a lot of support to make this park as nice as it is. One of the more interesting houses is this one up here. Interesting new houses. There's one over there that's kind of interesting, but not as interesting as this one. But suddenly, I don't know when, suddenly houses were all turning into not exactly a cube. What do you call it? Quadrahedron? Is that what you call a rectangular for sided shape? That's three-dimensional? Not a tesseract, that's a four-dimensional cube. Not quite that interesting. So two of these were clearly built. They have almost identical garages, but the houses themselves are quite different. And they have this rather narrow space down the middle. We're almost back to Regina Avenue. And I think we'll go down by way of Waterfall Park here. So we make our way to the last bit of the walk. Honestly, I thought I was mostly going to be in the shade on this walk, but the sun keeps coming out of those useless clouds. Oh, sure, they look dramatic, but they don't do anything. Land of living skies. I could do with a dead sky right now, just pale gray, or even dark gray, all the way across, and a cool breeze blowing. That would be nice. Not rain. I may be thirsty, but not to the point where I'd be standing here opening my mouth to the rain. That's going to change before I can cross it. Yes, it is. So I either go on down this way and forget about Waterfall Park, or I have to wait and cross. I guess I'll wait and cross. Because I had my heart set on a pass through Waterfall Park. So this is where we crossed before, going that way. Now we're going to go this way once it lets me. Strip mall over there, condo. In the park, you can see the sign, Kiwanis Waterfall Garden, they actually call it. Eight, no, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're off. And this will take us back to the dike, which will take us to the footbridge, which will be almost home. Well, I'll be almost home. I don't know where you are. I know, I say that all the time when I say that, but it's true. You're walking with me, but you're not really walking with me. This is just virtual. I just want to be clear about that. I don't actually like people. So here's Waterfall Park. You're not really supposed to go beyond that fence, but as you can see, people do. Has a certain Rocky Mountains feel for about 10 feet here. It's not a real, well, it is a real waterfall, but it's artificially fed. It's not coming off the stream naturally. There it is. As promised. I think it probably comes out of the creek, but as it says, do not enter non-potable water. Don't drink the water, children. See the fish all dead upon the shore. It's actually don't go in the water. Don't go in the water, children. See the fish all dead upon the shore. Don't go in the water, because the water isn't water anymore. 60s anti-pollution song. Things have actually improved a lot. I mean, it was in the 60s when there was a river that notoriously caught fire. Not sure what they're doing, but maybe they'll let me across. Another squirrel, I think. Or is it a bird? It was a bird. Chirp, 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 chirp. Yes, I know, low battery. I'm almost home. Hang on for a few more minutes. There's the footbridge we are headed for. Probably won't walk tomorrow after walking today. It's a day of rest. We'll see. Maybe I'll decide to. I don't know. Monday I'll be down South Albert Way again, so I may walk down there. Don't know for sure yet. I'm sure I'll be downtown at least once next week, and maybe Friday I'll walk around the lake for the first time in a while. I do have a few things on my... I know Thursday I'll be downtown for sure because I have an eye appointment. It's still got some buds on it. Flowers, I mean. The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, bring promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, tra-la, we welcome the promise they bring, tra-la. Summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that a thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la, la-la-la-la-la-la. Thank you very much. Little Gilbert and Sullivan for you there. Here's the creek again. Nice breeze now. If you look to the west, oh, there's a duck. There's a comment. I probably can't read it. Even here, even now. I don't know why. Everything seems really dim today. I mean, it's quite dark in here. I should be able to read it. I can't read it. I can't. My eyes simply won't focus. Sorry. Whatever it was, I'm sure it was well said. I can look at it later. I just can't look at it right now. I can look at the comments in the live. I'm not going down the creek because that's the way I came. I'll go down here instead. Oh, it's quite dim in here. Maybe in here I can manage something. I'll give my eyes a minute to adjust. Oh, that's better, maybe. Something about a sandwich. Did I mention a sandwich? I don't remember mentioning a sandwich. There's a lot of construction, yes. Construction everywhere. Nice view. Yes, it is. Okay, I think I caught up. I thought you were going to compliment me on my singing, though. A little disappointed there. Of course, the second verse is, the flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I have to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractive thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face. With a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say or I sing, oh bother the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la. And I can sing that because it's in public domain, so. This house was being built when I first started walking, and watched it being built. And now it looks quite established, and their landscaping is all done. I'd like to see inside it. Looks like a nice place. Takes up 2 lots. It certainly isn't a small place. I won't walk down there. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like even the sidewalk is partially closed. So we will go this way down 19th. I know quite a bit of Gilbert and Sullivan for one reason or another. I've been in 3 or 4 GNS productions. Pirates of Penzance once. Mikado. I played Pish Tush, the Lord High Executioner. No, Pish Tush, just Pish Tush. Executioner was Colin Brewer. I was in a production of Gondoliers. Am I missing any? Well, Trial by Jury did one of those ones. That's more of a one-act. I think the 3 actual ones I've been in are Mikado, Gondoliers, and the Pirates of Penzance. I played the police chief in the Pirates of Penzance. With cat-like tread. That one. Which also has a famous riff that people who don't know Gilbert and Sullivan usually know. Dun, 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 dun. People think that's Hail, Hail, the Gang's All Here, but it's actually from Pirates of Penzance. Dun 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 dun. Arthur Sullivan. I don't actually remember the songs from the Gondoliers. I remember several from the Mikado, like "A wandering minstrel I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballad songs and snatches, and dreamy lullabies. My catalogue is rich, is it? Through every passion ranging, and to your humours changing, I tune my supple song. Are you in sentimental mood? I'll cry with you. Oh, sorrow. On maidens, something do you brood. I'll do so too. Oh, sorrow. Shall I carry on? Why not? But if patriotic sentiment is wanted, this is actually a pretty house over here. I've patriotic ballads cut and dried. For where'er our country's banner may be planted, all other countries' banners be denied. Our soldiers in serried ranks assembled, never quail or they conceal it if they do. And I shouldn't be surprised if nations trembled before the mighty troops, the troops of Titipu. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Try the fish. Yeah. Now I see comments, but almost afraid to read them after that. And I can't really, but that's right over there. Oh, there you go. Wonderful singing. That's what I was after. Fishing for compliments. That's what I'm doing. Not much else reward for this. At least not till I get to that magic 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 860 some. 869, I think. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If I get to 1,000, the channel gets monetized and I actually start making very little money as opposed to none at all, which is what I'm making now. Even though they put ads on the walks, I don't get any of it yet. But presumably at 1,000 subscribers, I will. Handsome dogs. One more block. I would say that was well over an hour, maybe even close to an hour and a half. That's what it feels like. Can I see my little clock there? 1:25, very close to an hour and a half. We will stop at the stop sign because there's a certain poetic justice to that. So we walk up Bertalic Street here. So yes, whether you have watched this live or are watching the recording, please consider clicking the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Might buy me a cup of coffee every couple of weeks. Not impossible. Tell all your friends and your enemies. I don't care who watches, as long as people watch. All right, we will stop here where it says stop. And one last note from Dave. Can I read it? I don't know, Dave. I don't know. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. There you go. Same to you. Bye for now.